So children, I have started in commerce your chapter number 12, that is controlling. In that I have told you that under controlling you have to study about meaning, importance. So that I have explained you that what do you mean by controlling, okay, and what are the importance of controlling. That I have explained to you people. Okay, now I'll have to start the next topic, that is the steps in the process of controlling. So we have done under the meaning of controlling. What do you mean by controlling? That we people have done it under controlling. The managers assures that the activities and the results whatever activities and the results which are being performed by the employees must be according to planned activities and planned result. Okay, means see, every organization have their own planning and have the planning about the result which they want to get. Okay, and first they make the target, they make the planning, and they decide that we want this particular result, and then they start the process under which they appoint the employees. We have done in the staffing chapter. Okay, then after having the employees, they give the allotted work to the employees work. Then under the step controlling, the managers make it assure that whatever results and the activities which are being performed by the employees are that activities and the results are matching with the activities and planned activities and planned result of the organization or not. Okay, so they do the checking here, and they assures, all right, they ensures that the performance of the work must be according to the plan and according to the program of the organization. That is the main aim of controlling. So under controlling, the managers check and assures. Okay, they check and assure about the performance of the work and the activities, all right, and they try to match that performance and activities with the plan and program of the organization. That they do under the controlling process. Okay, so in the whole this checking process, in the whole this cross-checking process, they adopt certain steps. Okay, they follow certain steps. Okay, now as you know that under the controlling chapter, they check, they compare. So for this, the first thing is that they must have some planning. First, the organization must have the planning. Okay, so if the organization will have the planning, then they set a standard. Okay, so for adopting the process of controlling, they first established the standard according to which the employees need to perform. Is it clear? That standard may be in terms of the quantity of the commodity that need to be produced by the employees. That standard may be the quality of the commodity which are expected from the employees to produced. That can be anything. So, but first step in the process of controlling is that they established the standard according to which the employees need to do the performance. That is the first step. Now, all of you open your book, page number 288. Under this, you see steps in the process of controlling. The first step you see establishment of performance standard. Who established the performance standard? The managers, the organization. Is it clear? The first step, they set the standard. They show the standard to the employees that this is the standard. Okay, and then when they start the process of controlling, first they see okay, what was the standard set and how much actual performance are being done by the employees. Is it clear? And if they found that there is some kind of a deviation, means if the employees are not able to work, not able to show their actual performance on the basis of that set standard, then they take the necessary action. That actually goes on under the process of controlling. So see, the first step in the process of controlling, establishment of performance standard. The organization itself established performance standard so that they can do the checking of the performance which are being performed by the employees. Now see, all of you in the book, the first point, establishment of performance standard. The first step of control process is to establish the standard with which the actual result are to be evaluated. Yes, because they have to evaluate the result which has been shown by the employees. That is called the actual result. Okay, so how they compare, how they say that this actual result, whether it is up to the mark or not. For that, what they do is that they establish the standard. First they decide that, okay, this is my standard, and then on the basis of that standard they actually match the actual performance which is being done by the employee. So first line is very important. The first step of control process is to establish the standard with which the actual result are to be evaluated. Further, a standard is the criteria against which actual performance can be compared. Is it clear? So, what is the criteria on the basis of which the actual performance of the employees are being compared? The criteria is the established standard. Is it clear? That is why the first step in the process of controlling is establishment of performance standard. Then keep on underlining, different standards are used for measuring the performance of different individuals. Yes, the standards is not same. There are different kinds of the standard. 3 standards are mentioned in the same paragraph. First is physical standard, then monetary standard, and then the third one which is there is the tangible standard. Okay, physical standard means how much quantity, means the number of units. All right, how many number of hours an employee has taken to produce a particular commodity. Monetary standard means the number of sales, revenue, how much amount of expenses are being incurred, by how much amount of money are being used by the employee to produce a particular commodity. Tangible standard means the reputation of the firm. Is it clear? And then customer service, all these things they measure. So under the first paragraph is very important under the first step. That shows this, that the first step under the controlling process is to establish the standard with the help of which they measure the actual performance of the employees. Then a standard, that standard which they have established is the criteria on the basis of which, all right, they compare the performance of different individuals. Is it clear? Then third point, that there are different kinds of standard, okay, which are being used for measuring the performance of different individuals. What are the different kinds? See the first one. Physical standards are those expressed in physical terms. For example, number of units, man hours, etc. Monetary standards are expressed in monetary terms like sales, how many sales are being done by the salesman, revenue, how much revenue are being earned, then expenses, what is the total expenses being incurred by the employee. Then in addition to these tangible standards, there are intangible standards also, like reputation of the firm. Intangible means which cannot be seen. An employee has produced something, then that production has given how much reputation to the organization. That are being also one of the criteria of standard which is being established by the organization. Okay, so intangible standards like reputation of the firm, customer service, etc. Is it clear? The first paragraph is very important in the first step of the process of controlling, that is establishment of performance standard. And then after that you can add something more, that the standard for control should justify the following requirement. Now what are the requirements that should be fulfilled to set the standard is given here. Okay, the first one, the standard should be simple and easy to understand. Second, standard should be capable of achievement with reasonable amount of effort and time, means easily achievable. You can write number B point as easily achievable. Third point, standard should be flexible, not rigid. All right, it keeps on changing. It should not be very rigid. Then standard should be consistent with the overall objective of the organization. Yes, it should be consistent. It means it should be according to the time it keeps on passing. Okay, then standard should be set scientifically with the help of time and motion studies. Then standard should as far as be set in consultation with people who are to achieve them. Yes, means whatever standard they set, they need to discuss with the employees, because who helped them to achieve that standard, who is actually chasing that standard is the employees. Then standard should be fixed and stated in measurable terms, such as in terms of physical units or in terms of monetary units or in terms of intangible unit. That must be stated. Okay, so these points and the first paragraph of the first step is very important. Now see the second paragraph. So what is the first step in the process of controlling? That the organization establish the performance standard. On the basis of that performance standard, they measure the actual performance of the employees. Now the second statement, the second step is the measurement of actual performance. Now first they have done that, okay, this is the standard we want. Okay, then in the second they will now measure that what is actually performed by the employee. That is the second step in the process of controlling. Now see all of you in the book. Once the standard of desired performance are fixed, desired means what actually the organization want from the employee to perform on what standard. Once this is being established, the next step is to measure the actual performance. Performance should be measured in same terms in which standard have been established. Okay, अब actual performance को कैसे measure करते हैं? Actual performance are measured in the same terms, all right, in which the standard are being established. मतलब जो actual performance होनी चाहिए वो as per the standard होनी चाहिए जो organization ने already established कर रखी है. On the basis of that, they measure the actual performance of the employees. This will facilitate comparison. Obviously, actual measurement of actual performance will actually facilitate the managers to do the comparison. Comparison between what? Comparison between established standard and the actual performance done by the employees. Till here. Okay, one example is given, that also you add in your answer. If the standard for a factory has been let down as 500 tons, मतलब एक फैक्ट्री ने एक स्टैंडर्ड सेट किया कि ठीक है 500 टन की प्रोडक्शन होनी चाहिए पर मंथ में, तो द मंथली आउटपुट ऑफ द फैक्ट्री शुड बी मेजर्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्या? tons, because what is the standard set by the factory? That every month minimum 500 tons must be produced. So on what basis they will measure the actual performance? On the basis of tons. Is it clear? So till here you people have to write under the measurement of actual performance till this example. Then further one more line is there in the same paragraph. If you see, performance may be measured through personal observation or through oral or written report. किसी भी तरीके से वो performance को measure करते हैं. ये बहुत important line है. So after tons you underline this line. Performance may be measured through personal observation or through oral or written reports. Okay. तो personal observation मतलब managers हर employee को personally observe करेंगे, ठीक है, उनसे orally बात करेंगे या जो भी written report उनके पास available होगी उसके बेसिस पे उन लोग एक्चुअल मेजरमेंट करते हैं. दे विल मेजर द एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द एम्प्लॉइज. फर्दर, accurate and timely measurement of result requires an effective system of reporting. Full stop. Till here you people have to write under the second step. So what is the second step in the process of controlling? Is the measurement of actual performance. On what basis they measure the actual performance? They measure the actual performance on the basis of the standard which is being established by the organization. Now third one, Obviously they decided this is the standard, they have seen this is the actual performance. Now they will compare both. That is the third step, comparison of actual performance with the standard performance, with the expected or desired standard performance. Now under the third step they will compare both. See, actual performance is compared with the standard or planned target. Such comparison reveal as to what extent the performance deviate from the standard. मतलब किस लेवल तक जो एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस है वो अलग है स्टैंडर्ड परफॉर्मेंस, एक्सपेक्टेड स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन, मतलब कि how much was expected and how much actually is not gained by the employee. So that deviation they will able to know when they will compare the standard actual performance with the standard performance. Now full point is important. If performance matches the standard, it may be assumed that everything is under control. अगर दोनों match करता है तो then everything is fine. Then when performance is not up to the standard, it become necessary to find out the extent of deviation. Extent मतलब किस rate तक deviation हुई है. Suppose the actual performance of the employee is not matching with the standard performance. If it is matching, fine, good enough. If it is not matching, then they have to find out up to what extent it is not matching, up to what extent there is a deviation between the actual performance and the standard performance. That is the third step. Third step in the process of controlling, to compare the actual performance with the standard performance. Then fourth one, analyzing deviation. Now, okay, so they will come to know, okay, if there is a deviation, now they are going to do the analysis of the deviation. Means there is a difference in the desired standard, expected standard performance and actual performance. Then they will now analyze that up to what extent this deviation is done. Some deviations in performance can be expected in most activities. Obviously it is not possible that okay, whatever is established, whatever standard is established and the same is being achieved. It is not possible. Some differences are expected. It should not be too much deviation. Too less means a little bit of deviation is no problem. Further, it is neither feasible nor economical to control all deviation. Okay, it's not possible also. Therefore it is necessary to determine the acceptable range of deviation. ठीक है, तो हमको ये पता होना चाहिए कि पूरी तरीके से तो जो स्टैंडर्ड सेट की गई है उसको अचीव नहीं कर सकते. एक रीजनेबल डेविएशन इज एक्सेप्टेबल. Critical point control and control by exception are useful for this purpose. All right, means if something exceptional deviation is there, then there is a need to take the action. That comes the under the analysis deviation. There are two types of checking is done. First is critical point control. Second is control by exceptions. Is it clear now? Critical point control, you see, according to this principle, control should focus on key result area which are critical to the success of the all. जो भी important areas हैं वहीं पे हमको concentrate करना है. हर एक छोटी छोटी चीज पे concentrate करने की. अगर deviation मिल रहा है कहीं छोटी चीजों पे जो कि बहुत important नहीं है तो then we can ignore that deviation. Is it clear? That is the meaning of critical point control. Further, when anything goes wrong in these areas, the entire organization suffers. For example, 5% increase in labor cost is much more harmful than 2% increase in postal charges. Is it clear? So we need to see that which is the key areas. Okay, if there is a 5% increase in the cost of the labor, which is a key area, as compared to only 2% increase in postal charges. Suppose postal charges 2% बढ़ गए तो वो बहुत important नहीं है. But what is important that there is a 5% increase in the labor cost. That is the key area. If there a deviation is found, then that need to be checked properly. Then number B point under this, control by exception. There is a common saying, if you try to control everything, you may end up controlling nothing. Is it clear? So that's what it is. अगर तुम सब कुछ control करना चाहोगे तो तुम कुछ भी control नहीं कर पाओगे. That is the meaning of this line. Therefore, it is better to concentrate on exceptional deviation than trying to control each and every deviation from the standard. This is the most important line. Okay. एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी मतलब अगर कहीं बहुत ज्यादा डेविएशन पाई गई है एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस और स्टैंडर्ड सेट परफॉर्मेंस में, देन दैट नीड टू बी चेक. If a little bit of differences are found, then that can be ignored. That is the meaning of control by exception. We need to control that area where exceptional deviations are found, not that area where little bit of deviation is found. That is the meaning. Okay, so both A and B is important. Number B, you have to write till every deviation from the standard. If you write, that is more than enough. Okay, then the last step, that is called taking corrective action. Okay, now if somewhere found that okay, there is a exceptional deviation, then that need to be taken a corrective action, so that if there's so much deviation is found, then definitely action need to be taken so that that deviation can be corrected. That is the last step. Okay, now underline, controlling is not confined to detecting error and defect in performance. सिर्फ इसका controlling का aim ये नहीं होता है कि हमको error पता चल गई, alright, हमको defect पता चल गई performance में, सिर्फ यही नहीं होता है. उसके अलावा the process of control is incomplete until remedial actions are taken to prevent deviation in future. This is the main line. Our aim is